I'm kind of in an awkward position for this, but the water flows here, underneath there, and then through there. Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Dear new senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. And holy smokes, it is 9:24 in the morning. Not late at all. Not late? Yeah, not late at all. I am a mess. I have a disruption in habit and routine. And being an autistic person that really needs habit and routine, anytime there's a disruption, positive or negative, it's a disruption that just throws everything out, and I am a mess today. Even though my appointment is at 2:15, well, I have to be there 2:15, and it's at 2:30. So it's not like it's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm still pacing. So thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, this appointment that I'm going to is, I made it specifically so that I could talk to my doctor about cardiac stuff. Because I wanted to talk to him. He asked me at the time, do you have any questions? But it was all about the entire visit. And I can't think on my feet like that. I never have anything. It's only afterward when I did a very minor search where it talked about silent myocardial infarction / heart attack, you know, where it's pretty common, but the morbidity rates are just like loud heart attacks. About 50% of the people that have them die within 10 years. So finding that out, decided I needed to talk to my doctor about some questions, and then ending up in the ER again because of chest pains. They want me icky to talk to my doctor about doing the cardiac stress test stuff. So this is all coming up today, and then I've got another appointment later on with my doctor for other things that are non-cardiac. And then I have another appointment coming up. We're going to be talking about surgery stuff and what's going on with my bones and all that. Because I got, on the one hand, it's not pressing that I take care of this, other than I want my arms and my use of my arms back, except for things like the squeezing off of my cerebral spinal fluid flow through here, and the bone spur that's coming out towards my spine. Gotta take care of those. So yeah, gotta go take care of that. Talking to the doc about that. So there's a lot of disruptions. Yay! Which it's better to find out than to be in the dark. So thumbs up on that. And here's something that's annoying, kind of a TMI kind of thing. All my life, I have worn boxer type briefs, but not boxers, the tighty-whitey type brief. God, I got that all backwards. I've hated the boxer type feeling. I've worn the tighty-whitey type brief. But when I was married to my wife before she died, I developed a pressure sore on the back of my right thigh. I have a scar from that pressure sore. I sat and watched my wife to make sure that if anything went wrong, I was right there to take care of it. And when you just sit, you can develop a pressure sore. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair or if you're just sitting and watching your wife. And yeah, I developed a pressure sore. But that left a scar, and scars can be quite frequently raised, and so the leg band on the tighty-whities catches on the scar and turns that back into a pressing issue. Finally, I've got to get to boxers. I hate it, but they got boxer brief types. Problem is, when you gain weight, if you get stretch marks, that's where the collagen breaks down, and your collagen is the elastic in your whatever parts of your body there are. And when you have collagen in your skin and the elastic fibers break down, that part, it can't contract anymore. And your skin gets thick there. And if you've ever watched anything on TV where people who have been big get surgery to have skin removed, they can have skin that is literally this thick. And it's skin. It's not fat. You can lose as much weight as you would like, and that will never get any smaller because it's your skin. And that sucks. I kind of look like somebody who was made into a wax figure and then put into the sun just a little too long. I'm kind of melty because after the death of my wife, I went up to 325 pounds. While my wife was alive, because I was mostly sedentary during these times, I was anywhere from 240 to 290. I got a lot of stretch marks. I got a lot of loose skin. Even now. Stuff that ain't gonna go away. And stuff that I don't know why and how. When I was a teenager and I was thin, I mean, I was at my weight and under, and I still had a pot belly. So by the time I was 20, that was forever. With stretch marks, it was never gonna go away. The skin is thick. There's, of course, fat underneath, inside my abdomen and outside, but my skin is thicker and will never go away. So guess what happens when you're trying to fit on normal sized underwear, but your little thighs are too thick because of all the excess skin because of stretch marks? I normally wear medium. I tried on large and everything fits except it's so tight around my thighs because of the excess skin that I can't even wear that. I'm gonna have to go to extra large, but I don't know if those will even fit because the waistbands will be so big. If you're thinking of gaining weight, I would say don't do it. There are a lot of things in my life that I regret. One of them is why I have dentures now. I was a big ice chewer when I was younger, and I'll explain why I figured out why later, but I chewed ice all the time. And even then, I knew that it was bad for your teeth, that it created micro fissures in the enamel of your teeth. It was horrible to chew ice, but I chewed ice. I've chewed ice my whole life until my teeth got so bad I had to start getting them yanked out, and you can watch that process in my older videos when I had teeth and then they started getting pulled. So yay, because I could only get them pulled like 1, 2, or 3 at a time, and that's fun going in there for the next pull set when they're going to have to basically take pliers and yank them out of my head. So that was joyous. But yeah, and then later on, you know, present me cursing past me because past me knew that future me would probably have a big issue. And yeah, I ended up doing that. So there's a lot of things you do when you're younger that will end up biting you on the backside when you get older. So thumbs up for that. Past that, I've just been disrupted in everything I've been trying to do because of thinking about various things like appointments that are coming up for the next day. I did as much as I could to try and play things. I did more Fallout 3. Again, using the whole, yeah, I got quests, but I'm not just gonna do them. This is a whole fascinating world. I've lived my life inside a vault. I'm a squirrel. So I've been doing that. And had both the fortune and misfortune of coming across a fully adult Deathclaw. and still just wearing normal armor and just having that power glove, the Fisto, my little 5'4", 110-pound soaking wet wraith of a gal, goes head to head with a Deathclaw and wins. So thumbs up. Yeah, you don't fight this individual head on, but this person, I charge into super mutant camps and they watch as I liquefy them one by one. Imagine the horror of that. Normally, you've got one super mutant that can take somebody out with a sledgehammer, and then you've got others who have like miniguns if they need some extra firepower. Normally, their victims just die. But my character not only doesn't, but evades all their guns, running at them and laughing as one by one she liquefies her opponents with a punch. Imagine being last one standing. Thumbs up for that. That's the way I sort of imagine the game Grim Dawn, which is like a Diablo/Diablo type clone made by people who do really good things. But you race around with using your mouse to point from an isometric viewpoint. You dash into camps and you destroy them with not only your weaponry, but you can have summoned companions. And it's like, imagine what would that be like. You're just sitting around with your companions around the campfire. Sure, you do things that others would consider abhorrent, but everything is relative to you and the people you are with. What you're doing is good, but you're sitting around the campfire just chatting and eating, and then suddenly from out of the forest again comes this lunatic woman laughing, or at the very least with a wide rictus of a grin, and just charging, evading everything that is being thrown at her, and again liquefying her opponents one by one, not even at a distance, but again evading everything thrown at her to go wham. The horror of my character is a human-made horror beyond our comprehension. Thumbs up for that. Yay, cosmic horrors. But I've still been doing creative thought. I've been thinking about my solo RPG setting and the various beliefs and such of all. I can't remember if I said it, but I'll say it again on things with the Orani culture on the continent of Karthkog in my setting here, where I'm adventuring with all of things that happen, but with the Orani that are having philosophical debates that are raging even 300 years later. One of the things about them is they are set in their ways, but they can't be so set in their ways that they're like a tree that will not bend, because a tree that does not bend breaks in a storm. And since they've survived, and they have had to survive, and they have passed their survival knowledge on, Orani culture is a tree that resists a mild wind, will hold fast against the moderate wind, but when faced with a strong wind, bends instead of breaking. Eventually, the Elvandri will be considered Hulat, and eventually the Orani will recognize all of the other races as Hulat as well, and they will no longer be considered Hulat, which in this case means outsider, but the actual word being used is animal. So, they are a tree that is holding fast against a mild wind, but they are in the process of bending. And that is one of the things. There is a video I watched about RPG stuff about the benefits of a perpetual stasis medieval culture. Like if you look at our culture, we just went zoom through nothing, 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 wham. But in a lot of cultures, in RPG games, CRPG or otherwise, it's just flat line. You go back 1,000 years, no matter how far, and it's always been this medieval culture. You go into the future, it's always going to be this medieval culture. One of the things that I have tried to do with the inside-outside Razor's Edge and folding into with this is everything is in a state of flux. The Dwarlen are in the process of civilizing their continent. They were the first to be civilized and not be colonial, but to reach out. And they were the ones that they don't know, but they were the original thinking race that branched off and speciated into all the others except for the Elvandri, the dwarves, and they're a special case. But because they were first and they had a push on things, which I say they were first, as Karthkog is going through a process that those in Lanloa, the Dwarlen, went through a long time ago, even geologically speaking. So they're in the process of things. Down in Stelden with the Goya, the humans, they never had this period of everything was terrible, because it's a very temperate and equilateral in climate. And so everything has always been nice in that fashion, except of course dealing with the finding out what's poisonous, what's not poisonous, what's carnivorous, what's not carnivorous, what's an animal, what's not an animal, where you should go, where it is dangerous, all that. But there was never those periods of want that drove things. But the Dwarlen are in the process of pushing things, and on Lanloa have got the Elvandri, who are busy inventing. They've got an idea of how to make an engine, an internal combustion type engine that would run on steam engine. So they're trying to work on steam engines so that they can get rail. Now when I say civilized the Lanloa, there's not rail going to be going everywhere. It would just be like one set, maybe two sets going between the larger cities, but it will help with trade and some travel. And then, of course, things continue. As you go into the future, there will be more and more technological process. Now, one of the thoughts that has been around for ages is that if there's magic that slows down the use of technology for some reasons, like there's the computer game Arcanum, where the use of magic interferes with technology and technology interferes with magic. And if you try, and they're trying to advance into the future while still using the magic that they've had, but they're clashing because you get too much magic around something tech and you could crash a plane. So there's that way of dealing with it, and there's others who have posited that if you've got magic to do it, why would you have technology? And so it stunts even the thought of technological growth. So there is going to be advancement in this world. It's not going to advance anywhere near the way our world has, because there's not the evolutionary pressures, but also our society is developed for various reasons that will not occur there. They can't. Their religions are different. The pushes of cultures are different. There is friendly colonialization. There's advancement, But when someone's there, they back away. They don't go in and claim it. So there are differences, and things are going to grow differently from there. But things are changing, and they're trying to work on that. There will be rail, and there's going to be changes and continued growth from there. But right now, that's R&D. So thumbs up for that. Anyway though, I am nervous, so I am going to get this edited and rendered and uploaded, and that's going to take forever. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get this all done by 2:15. Yay! If you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. When I can, I'll be able to put names up here again, and I am so nervous and high-strung right now, I'm not going to be able to do a reading. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to read 10 names off again. Oh, but today, but when you look in the mirror, remember you are someone that is both beautiful and awesome, physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. If you are a person who has left me a comment or wants to leave me a comment, I appreciate absolutely each and every comment that I get. I thumbs up each one that YouTube shows me. I heart the ones that for whatever reason they won't let me thumbs up. And I leave as many comments as this will allow, which is less than I would like, but at least I can do some. But your comments are read and appreciated. And if you've watched this far, if you could put one a day, it's a multivitamin, into the comments, that would be cool to let both me know and the YouTube algorithm, however much is actually real of it. Who knows? Yay. Still, that would be cool. Very awesome. So, until we meet again, you take care. I don't know why I did that so dramatically. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. I don't think I've ever done it so dramatically like that before. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna have to try that, but like better in the future. Have a good